Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's Review, the punk rock band of Wargame Review Institutions. USA Patriot happened to mention Cerberus in one of his comments on one of my other videos, so I decided that I'd grab this out of the garage and finally do an unboxing of it. I've had it for years, I just haven't had a chance to try it yet. It's about the Proxima Centauri campaign. It's Task Force game number 3. Nice artwork for the 1980s, at least on the cover. The taking of a planet. Cerberus, the first planet of another star that man reached, had already been colonized by Tau Ceti, and the Cetians wanted no visitors, but man's destiny was in space, and he would not be denied. Cerberus is the first game to cover combat over the entire surface of a planet. A new and unique system is used to depict the curved surface of the planet. The 108 multicolored playing pieces depict the bases, spaceports, mobile battalions, and special forces platoons that landed and fought on Cerberus. Says it's a two-player game of fast maneuvers and action, and playing time 2 to 3 hours, and complexity level moderate. 2 to 3 hours, that's pretty long for a micro game, but who knows, could be an awesome game. I'm used to micro games generally resolving in about an hour. You do come across some every once in a while that may take an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours. This is the first that I've seen that's a 3-hour one that I can recall at least. Alright, let's see what's in here. Let's look at the counters first. Yeah, that's what you would expect from early 1980s artwork. I've seen other Task Force games counters that looked better and some that looked worse. Certainly looks better than metagaming counters. They're just single-sided. Let's take a look at the map now. Remember, the map's supposed to represent the curved surface of a planet. Alright, so down here it has Space Superiority Track and Space Superiority Effects Chart, Human Control, SETI in Control. I guess it's like a combat results table. And you put destroyed units there, units on Earth there, and then your fleet goes there. And here's the equator line. I guess these are the continents: Epsilon, Gamma, Zeta, Beta, and Alpha. That's kind of cool how they were able to open up a globe onto a two-dimensional map. So, as far as early 80s games, I mean, that's about the quality of the typical map you'd get. It's not the best quality I've seen from the 1980s, but certainly better than the quality you got out of metagaming games, so that's good. Alright, let's see what else we have here. See how many pages the rules are. Rules are 25 pages. Alright, starts out with background historical commentary. And then it's got an intro and it's going over unit types. And counters have an attack factor, defense factor, and a movement factor. And it's got a listing of all the counters and talking about the map sheet. Here's a sequence of play, that's what we're interested in. Space Superiority Determination Phase. Space Superiority Deterioration Segment, Major Effort Planning Segment, Major Effort Declaration Segment, Major Effort Resolution Segment, Space Superiority Resolution Segment, and then the Human Player Phase, which consists of Special Forces Segments, Supply Segment, Ground Unit Movement Segment, Transportation Segment, and then the Setian Player Phase, which is Special Forces Segment, Supply Segment, Ground Unit Movement Segment, Ground Combat Segment, and Transportation Segment. And then the last phase is Strategic Transport and Reinforcement Phase, which starts with the Reinforcement Segment, Human Strategic Movement Segment, and then the Setian Strategic Movements Segment, and then it's going over explanation of the sequence of play, everything in more detail. And it looks like there's zones of control in this game, as I'd expect in a war game. more than one unit this is stacking, so you can have more than one unit in a given hex. Each player can have up to 3 units in a given hex. Okay, so stacking limit of 3. That's going over examples of legal stacks, and then going over combat and how to attack and so forth in the combat results table. And fire support, tactical aviation, so there's aircraft in this, bombardment missiles, fleet fire support, and going over the terrain here, an explanation of the terrain types. Hopefully they have a terrain effects chart in the back. Alright, and then going over the special forces here, they have their own rules. Transportation, space transportation cost chart. And going over supply and space superiority. And then on page 18 starts with the scenario and talking about how to set it up. And listen to different reinforcements and garrison strengths and so forth. And then they're going over the victory conditions. Looks like it's done with victory points. You get points for guards or paratroopers, destroyed, mobile infantry or heavy weapons. Transport units give you 1 point. Each base destroyed gives you 5. Spaceports give 10. E-field gives 2, and so forth. A bunch of stuff here. And it's got optional weather rules too. Yeah, there's the storm rules, and then there's and you can extend the game as an optional rule for an infinite number of turns. And then there's some designer and player notes here. Here's our combat results table. So what was that table again? And if that's a combat results table, is this something different on the map? Oh, this is your space superiority table. I'll have to read the rules to see what that's about. Anyhow, just wanted to show you guys this game. Seems kind of interesting. I've been showcasing a few games lately about combat on the moon or on other planets and so forth. So just hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a good evening.